It is Monday. It is leap year day, February 29th, and I am at work, but I'm on a break. So I figured I would share a rant with you, something that I kind of wanted to talk to you about my feelings, and that is having children and keeping a clean home. Now, I'll backtrack. This came up because I've had in the last 3 weeks a lot of friends come over, a lot of family dinners. I've had a few brunches. I've had one person stay the night. And over the course of this time, I've just heard it over and over and over again. Your house is so beautiful, but when you have kids, it's not going to be the same. Your house will never look the same. And, or something like, you won't find the time, or how do you run a business and work, and then you think you're going to have time for cleaning with a newborn. That's not going to happen, and all these things. And I've kind of come up with a response, and here it is. I cannot function in a messy, cluttered, disorganized environment. It picks at me to the point where I will stop everything I'm doing in order to address this. I can't think. I can't be organized. I can't move about my day. I can't have a great day at work. There's so many things that will start to debilitate without a clean home. Now, I'm not OCD. I have OCD tendencies when it comes to a few issues of the house, but for the most part, I spend anywhere from a half an hour to an hour every day on my house. I spend 3 hours once a week doing a deep clean. I rotate things as far as organizing, getting rid of things, putting things down in the garage, throwing things away, organizing cabinets, closets, spaces, pretty regularly. What the OCD comes in my opinion, is when it comes to space. If I am looking at my living room and I start to notice there's furniture that's not being placed right to accommodate, I have to see a lot of space, basically. I can't explain it. It's something since I was really young, grew up in a very small house, and so now I have to be able to see a lot of space. In a closet, I have to see floor space. I have to see some form of shelf space, at least 30%. 30% of my kitchen cabinets aren't used. These are my issues. But when it comes to general cleaning of the house, it is by far a priority. Of course, being a mom, being a wife, those, praying, those are all priorities. But definitely number 4 is keeping a clean, healthy home. That is, there's some women who won't leave the house without makeup. They won't leave the house without looking absolutely their best. They just won't leave the house. I can't leave my house in a crazy environment. I just don't feel good about it until I get home. That's not to say that, yes, dishes sometimes pile up. That's not to say that, sometimes I let the floor go for a few days in order to clean it all at once. But there comes a point where if you're not on top of your house, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then you're spent, a whole day cleaning it. And like I said, my mind frame can't function. So some people use other things as a priority. Some women love to read. There's a whole bunch of things that you can use as a priority. Me, it has to definitely be cleaning as a priority. And I think that when you do have a baby, yes, it's going to be different. I can't speak from experience yet, but I've had a lot of situations where I've had guests over, and I can get to the point where I ask them to leave. I'm not even joking. I have kicked people out just for a few minutes so I can just run the vacuum underneath everything and just clear everything out without anybody being in my way. And my husband knows this about me. My friends know about, they're like, you're such a nice person, but when it comes to cleaning, I don't let people help me. I have to do it a certain way. I mean, it's the whole ordeal. I think with the newborn, the situation is they're my top priority, but that doesn't mean that cleaning just is on the back burner, or keeping a healthy clean home is just something I forget about because I have a newborn. I think that, finding time when you can in order to rearrange things is important, but it all comes down to, like I said, just prioritizing your time effectively. And that's, I'm going to ask probably for a lot of help in the first couple weeks and months and everything, but I feel like you get yourself into a routine. I am in a routine every single day of my life. I go home, I put my shoes in the closet, and I literally spend a half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour on my house every single day. I wipe the counters like 3-4 times a day. So that's not something that's just going to be broken and put on the back burner. So to answer everybody's question, yes, my house will still be clean, even if I have 17 babies. I just feel in my heart that, like I said, I cannot be a good mom and I cannot function as a productive person, as a good wife, as a good mother in a chaotic, crazy environment. And I've been to people's houses where they completely let kids take over. And when we were growing up, we had toys in a room, and if we wanted to bring them out, we never thought to like bring out something else and something else and something else. I mean, we had to pick up what we did, which leads me to my second part. With kids, once they grow up, they see and model and emulate what you do. If they see you cleaning after every single meal, wiping up the table, putting away the dishes, washing, making sure the counter looks good. If they see that every time you go to the grocery store right before, you're taking everything out, you're scrubbing out the fridge, you're just making sure that, they get used to these patterns, and I think it's not difficult for them to, when they're age appropriate, to help if they choose to or if they want to. And then when they definitely are age appropriate, to be kind of requested that this is a family and that we keep our home clean as a family, and then this is how we're going to function. I think that at a very young age, kids should be introduced to putting their belongings away, and you should help them and encourage them as much as possible. But for me, I won't let my kids just totally rule my house. I've seen people that have kids rule their living room. They put slides in their living room. What the heck? If that's, you better be on that slide like all day long. For me to put a plastic slide inside my living room, again, it's a space issue with me though. I couldn't do it. But that's my opinion. These are my beliefs. This is how I was made. There's a hook, and then you put a purse on it. Okay, well then you put a coat, and then you put a book bag, then you put this, and before, oh no. So I try to declutter as much as possible. I trash everything. It annoys my husband so much. I will trash a tax bill. Will trash everything in the house if it was up to me in order to resolve in space, and cleanliness and organization. So that's my little rant about cleaning. Yes, my home will still be clean after a newborn. I had surgery and vacuumed the very next day. There's some people like that, and there's some people that are not. I've been in houses where there's grease on the stove and you feel it, like you can feel greasy, and I couldn't wait to get out. Or there's rooms that are dedicated to kids' toys, like tents and all this crap, in a dining room. And I agree with playrooms and everything as long as they're kept, I think playrooms are great if you have 3, 4, 5 kids. But for me personally, we played in our rooms and we put away our toys, and that was that. And that's how I'm going to raise my, son and future children. And maybe they can have a basket, and I'm doing a rotating. I have a whole rant on that too about toys. But anyway, that's my big thing. If you want a clean home, you have to be a clean person. You can't just want it. You got to actually put the work into it. And then, if you feel like your kids, kids don't get in the way of everything. I think that people use that as an excuse not to keep a clean, tidy home. But that's definitely not my forte. Like I said, it's a priority. It's important to me. I want my children to learn and emulate what I do. It's a habit that you teach, and it's an important one to keep for the rest of their lives. I'm not a messy person. I've never been a messy person. So for me, yes, I will keep a clean house even if I have a kid. So that's my rant, guys. I'll talk to you later.